Oh boy. Oh boy, it's time. Here we go. Prepare yourselves for some Wood Elves melee only. Zote time, yeah. Yeah, they got buffed, right? Let me check. Zote. Recruitment cost, minus 100. They got an extra use of Flesh to Stone. Got 3 uses. Isn't that like really good? It's a 100 gold cost reduction. It's like all the Chaos Knight Lance Cavalry. What's up, people? Karaf there, hello. We are not using range units today. Range spells are allowed though. Leaning towards the fail miserably part. How dare you? I think this is actually not bad. It's kind of like pseudo Slaanesh. It's like Slaanesh with like more healing spells. But yeah, we got our not as good Seekers of Slaanesh. We have I do need a Source of Terror. I guess I have dragons for that. We'll see. What's up, Potatoes Devil, Karaf there, DB, Dan Martinac. Forest dragons included, yep. We are allowed to do that. Much excitement indeed. Slaanesh with no Pavane. Pavane got nerfed, man. I don't need Pavane. Who needs Pavane even? Let's see here. There we go. Are Sylvan Knights any good? Sylvan Knights are interesting. They used to be so good, man. But nowadays, they're okay. Really expensive. I think if you babysit them, it's good. But if I'm going for a full cav build, it'll be hard to. They do have 100% armor piercing though. So maybe if I really want that armor piercing, I can whip them out. Though they technically do less damage than normal Stag Knights. Better stats, they have a slow, they have magic damage, but no armor. Makes me really wonder if I should just run normal Stag Knights. Good versus green skins. I could see that. Any faction that doesn't have a whack load of armor, that's a good way to go. Looks like I got my first opponent. Melkor. Alright. Yo. Alrighty. Let's see if I can not get murdered here. Yeah, no, the bigger thing is not that I don't have Pavane. It's that I don't have the army abilities that Slaanesh has, but we'll make it work. Looks like he's playing Ogre Kingdoms, okay. Not a big deal, not a big deal. So map bans. Let's get her done. Can't wait for the Zote spam. I guess Zotes, they gotta be good versus Ogres, right? Let's play Whirling Maelstrom or Dunes of Cain. Let's do Whirling Maelstrom. Seems good to me. Oh boy, this is gonna be this one's gonna be a doozy. This one's gonna be a big ol' doozy. Lord with Net is kind of like one of the army abilities. Oh boy. Careful if they bring pigbacks. Yeah, don't worry. I got the strats. So ogres. Yeah, I thought. Wait, can you actually bring Coadil as the Wood Elves? Oh, they don't have unit caps on. Let's see here. Yeah. Gotta get the unit caps going. I was very surprised about being able to take Codal. I thought CA changed it. That would have been insane. Glade captains on Great Eagles. Dang. Remember for 5 months? Glade captains on Great Eagles. I can't use their ranged attack though. They're a ranged unit. Let's see here. What? They're 120 gold. They got physical resist buff with Guardian. Looking a little sleepy. So I did do a lot of editing yesterday to get the video out. You love melee wood elves, but they suck so bad. They should be pretty good. I feel like dryads, and then they got the spears. They got a lot going for them. Okay, I think you guys are way underrating the power of the wood elves. I feel like you guys are severely underrating it. I don't know about you guys. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Yeah, I definitely I really want to try the Zotes. Will it work? We will see. I guess yeah, it's a little risky to try round one, especially with this many sign-ups, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. So I'm just trying to fix this thing right now. Why does this thing not work? Yeah, I'm just trying to fix my widget. Weird. All right. Yeah, it's just broken right now. All right, whatever. We'll make do. You always find Zotes really expensive for how they perform. Let's see, so double Glade Captain, they do have anti-large, so I guess their sniping ability could be really hype here. I'm not going to use a range attack though. But it's not like they really need it, right? They don't need ranged attacks. I will need something to kill Noblars. That much is true. And I got to figure out my caster situation. I also need some sort of terror. Yeah, Regiment of Renowned Zotes with regrowth. You're spending a lot for that regrowth though, but I feel like yeah, this has to be pretty good. What magic do I want against ogres though? Magic is always a very annoying thing to have to manage. They do counter Bretonia flying? Really? That's crazy. I think Doombolt's banned in this tournament too, by the by. But yeah, I guess I'll try this strategy. Feel like you never see dragon ogres anymore. Yeah, dragon ogres were hyped for a bit, but they really fell off, didn't they? Poor guys. Amber spears into ogre bowls. I think it's probably the best option I have here. I would not call it good, but it will get the job done. Let's see here. What do I want? I don't know if stag knights are good. Get a little bit of stag knight action. Let's see. I don't know if the wardens of Sithril are good. If there's a terror causing unit in range, they get +10 melee attack. ITP, woodsman. They have armor sundering, they have anti-large, and they cost 1,000,000 gold. Why do they cost so much? What's so good about them? They're just the Wildwood Rangers. It costs 300 gold more. And yeah, like I guess they have a lot of melee defense. Against an ogre charge though, it's kind of sus. Kind of real sus. When ranged only Slaanesh. They got what? Just the one? Just the horseman? I love it. That would be quite the sight to behold, yes. Alright, yo, I gotta figure out what we're doing here. So, ogres are very annoying. They can just shoot you to pieces, bits and pieces. But if I play my cards right, I should be okay. Most of the Wood Elf anti-large is actually pretty fast, so if you compare them to Forsaken, it's not too bad. Fortunately, money spending wise, it definitely gets a little awkward, but kind of like where this is going. This feels all right. Yeah. Actually, all the Wood Elf anti-large is armor piercing. Dang. Yeah, they're trying the hardest to beat the Bretonnians. Not gonna work though. Bretonnia is so good into Wood Elves. Alright, and then obviously we want just a ludicrous amount of cavalry. And yeah, I guess the build makes itself. Alright. Here we go. Melkor is ready. It's time to die to Ogre Kingdoms. I'm just gonna play these games like I would a Slaanesh game though. Meese. Meese have the highest kill rate in Canada. Yeah, they are pretty terrifying. Hey, Aether Wolf, what's up? Hope you guys are ready. Been suggesting Zoids for a minute. Yo, the physical resist ability on them has to be really good. Because it stacks with the base physical resist that a lot of Wood Elf units already have, right? You can get like Sylvan Knights with max physical resist. Oh, so yeah, Meese is not the actual plural of moose. But, come on, man. You gotta, gotta go for it. Alright, so this map's very big. Generally, I feel like I have a good idea of how to play against ogres. They don't terrify me too much. As if you just bring a good amount of anti-infantry to clear Noblars, once it's only ogre bowls, your cavalry can rout them off pretty easily. That's the plan. That's the plan. So, I've bought a whack load of infantry. I got a terror piece in the form of a dragon. You guys love to see it. And as long as I micro like a god, we'll be fine. Just gotta lock in. Today, we're gonna lock in super hard. But who knows? Maybe this build's OP. You don't know. So there's a dragon. There's my beast caster. Double glade captain. We're gonna turn off fire at will. Oh boy. Alright, here we go. Ready, good luck, have fun. Nice, he went for a wide build. So the great thing about these guys is, like, war dancers are 46 speed. They're actually the same speed as Slaaneshi Forsaken, so seriously, do not write them off. Manticore summons will be a pain to deal with. And if he summons in cavalry, I should be able to overwhelm with my own mobility. As you can see, we got many Zotes to heal up my single entity core. This is it, man. This is so it. This is legit. Legit build. Now, it could just be a situation where Zoid sucks so bad that we just get screwed, but I have Wild Riders. There's no way this is going to be like the Dark Elf vs. Demons of Chaos game where like all my units felt like they were getting outclassed. That was pretty sad. I still feel like I could probably get some skew builds or something that work there, but it's pretty rough. I think Karaft here knows what's up with the double glade captain. So they have 420 weapon strength, 35 bonus versus large. That's pretty insane. Along with the fact that they heal and they have encourage. 15% missile resist. They're rocking what, 90, no, 110 speed. They're pretty good, I feel. I feel like they're pretty good. Cost a pretty penny for sure, but this squad's gonna be terrifying, especially with them heals. And the Zotes can give them physical resist. Hell, the dragon has 20% already, so if I actually, that makes it really resistant to shooting. You know, this forest dragon business might actually be sick, but if I give that physical resist, it will become nigh indestructible. Behold and cower, for the wood elves have arrived. So it's just your classic wide Ogre Kingdoms build. This has been extremely popular in the meta as of late, but that means that we've had a lot of practice against it, and I feel like it is entirely exploitable. All we gotta do is chip away at their flanks. If you ever have a hard time with this, the answer is always to just chip away at their flanks, because they don't usually have enough range units to punish you for doing such things. So we're going to go for a flank overload over here. They're going pretty wide, and I don't want any of this business. See those ogre bulls just rushing me? We don't want any of that. We're just gonna go for these guys over here. Maybe get a sick dragon breath attack if I see any spooky noblars. Most of their units are over there. There's not that much support. I should just be able to YOLO this. There really is not that much in the way of scary things that the ogres can do here. So already we just we go for that deep dive. Dragons in, and this map is super prone to getting terror routes off the edge of the map. So already we got one ogre bull routing. They're basically gonzo at this point. He has just a single Noblar unit stopping me here, and the singular Dryad is doing some great work. So I'd say things are going pretty well. This is a nice charge with my Wild Riders. You can see his missiles just really aren't doing much. And now I'm gonna pull over here, get the dragon up in the air, and I'm gonna line up my first breath attack. Pick back riders, not a big issue. One day I'll get massacred, and there we go. That was a pretty nice breath attack. That was a good one. Then we charge these ogres over here. We're gonna route these guys off, and you can see this this build is just too wide for its own good, isn't it? Just a little too wide for its own good. Everything here is getting bloody massacred. Let's get that Manticore summon in. I can probably bully his lord here if I really want to. It's usually what Manticores are good for. Got another dragon breath attack here soon. Very nice. Oh, gotta stand my ground against that Mournfang cavalry charge. And then if I countercharge it, they should go down pretty fast. Very nice. Lord is participating. Manticore is doing great. I'd love to get some terror routes here in a second. Looks like he's relocating now, but I got my forces coming on in. Okay, okay. Fighting in the trees is gonna help me out a lot too. Let's get that dragon out of there. Manticore is doing great. Unfortunately, this fight ended up going down a little bit too soon for me, and oh boy, all right. Ogres are in. Dragon is still Not in the air. I really need that breath attack. Things getting a little spicy, aren't they? Just a wee bit. Come on, I need that terror, man. I need that terror real bad. At least his lord will probably go down. How's the other glade captain doing? Looks like she'll be fine. Okay, let's get that manticore in there. There you go. Dragon should be able to rout all these guys. Let's get a fat heal. Trading wise, we're still doing very good. And if I can just kill off this lord, I'm fine. Of course, my lord's in a little bit of a precarious situation, but I think we're still doing very well. Yeah, there we go. Beat him up. Oh yeah, it's not manticores, they're eagles. I forgot about that. So they don't cause terror, which kind of sucks. But such is life. Let's get that breath attack down on the Morinfang cavalry. Indeed, his lord does get murdered. Exactly what we need. Glorious breath attack goes down. And the dragon really is just cooking, isn't it? Dragon's doing a great job. Now I just got to chase off these fools, and then I think we have ourselves a pretty nice victory. Very nice. Yeah, just a very strong flank overload. Usually people are pretty afraid of ogres too. I don't know. The wood elf melee only was too much for them to deal with. They couldn't rush me down. They couldn't do anything. That was an easy fight. Easy peasy lemon squeezy fight. As you can see, glade captains, very nice sniping tool. The bird summons did great. The ogre bulls were no match for the mites of the dragon. Man, you guys were so skeptical. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, it's straight up Slaanesh with healing. It's just Slaanesh with healing, man. GG, well played. Let's see if we can go 6-0 today. Let's not get too overconfident though. Let's see here. We have many more games to play. So it's versus Ogre Kingdoms, and the Wood Elves win. Azrai hit different. Yeah, how much value did they get? They got some good charges on them, Ogies. Well, one only got 200. The other one got 600. It was mostly the dragon, though. The dragon was hard carrying. Do the routes for days. Oh, he invested in shielded ogre bulls. What a fool! What a fool! He thought we were gonna bring range units. Debated. Play Dark Elves at home and go Doombolt. I think it's banned. I don't think I can Darstrix. Yeah, Doombolt's banned in this.
Home and go Doombolt.
It's banned. Next time, next time. Melee Hawk Riders when? Dude, they're the Pegasus Knights of Wood Elves. I still don't know how to micro these units properly. Yeah, not bad though. Not bad. It actually works. Who's hosting today? I think it's Nerd War Room. It's a Nerd War Room tournament. All right. Lord about to be sniped. Yeah, she did almost get sniped. She was very aggressive. Should have been a little bit more careful, but we're goodies. Hey, good morning. What's up? Tash, man. However you say your name. Yeah, I'm really excited to try Zote physical resist buffs though. In theory, Flesh to Stone on Wild Riders is insane because you get 80% physical resist. They all have 3 uses too, and then you heal them. Blade Singer's a bust. All right. Again, the requests are coming. You want to see some Blade Singer action? What do they got? Whirling Death, Shadow's Coil. So you can make them a little tankier if you really want to. I don't think that really does anything though. Ultra high melee defense. Well, okay. You know what? Let's just see. So let's say, right, you are playing Wood Elves and you're going for an insano wacko rush build against the Greenskins, right? But they have Black Orcs. In theory, if you in theory, if you turn on that melee defense buff, they'll keep most of their melee attack because of the bonus versus infantry, but the melee defense makes the great weapons hit a lot less often. Not that great weapons are a common sight against wood elves, but we're trying to find the best situation for them possible. So let's go for the 24 melee defense, right? The way the numbers work out, this should be very favorable for them because they have that bonus versus infantry. So let's see. As expected, the damage is only slightly lower, right? These guys trade faster though, and they rout them off. These ones continue grinding. Shock damage is really important. And there we go. There's the route.
So melee attacks also remove magic attacks.
Oh yeah, that's pretty hype. Okay, yeah, so they did take less damage overall. So if I ever find my blade singers in a grindy fight against low melee attack, high damage units, I guess we'll turn this on. Overall, though, it's usually not needed. Interesting. So whirling death, you can only have... No, you can have... You have both of them on? No. So you can only have one on. But yeah, I guess it's okay. I guess it's fine. Are wood elves the most killy faction of all in melee? Slaanesh is more killy on the cav front, less killy on the infantry side. Wood elves have some pretty crazy infantry though. So dryads are probably the most killy at their tier. Very generalist unit that fights really well. You have the the Wildwood Rangers, who are very, very killy. Low armor, but they'll wreck things like Aspiring Champions. War Dancers, Azrai Spears. I don't know how I feel about them. Azrai Spears are... The HP is real low, right? For only 100... Or no, for 50 gold more. Okay, that's kind of crazy. You pay 50 gold more and you get 1,600 HP. That increase in tankiness is kind of insane. I can see why people don't really run these. Hell, you just go Eternal Guard. Eternal Guards still have bonus versus large and everything. They're just not as fast. I guess okay, so War Dancers are the Forsaken here, right? So if you compare them to Slaaneshi Forsaken. Oh, never mind. Slaanesh Forsaken's insane speed. But yeah, they got 46 speed. They have pretty good stats. Okay, yeah, I'm probably not going to run these. I think it's going to be normal Eternal Guard from here on out. Unless we're playing against Dwarves or something. Yeah, we'll see some Tree Lords at some point. Also, thank you very much, Leighton, for the dono. Yeah, I can use Zotes to remove magic attacks and then use the Flesh to Stone. The Wombo combo. The ultimate Wombo combo. They do have to be in melee, but yeah, it does remove it. And it also decreases spell resist. So then maybe I can cast some spells on dwarves. Gotta bring Orion. It's a melee only. He's a range unit. Well, that's one of his main shticks. Why is it that everyone starts suggesting range units in the melee only run? Oh, you guys are crazy. Spirit Leech spam counter protest. You know what? I kind of like that.
Spirit Leech spam counter protest.
Unfortunately, Wood Elves don't even have access to Spirit Leech. Come on, Darstrix. I got the next best thing though. Arcane Unforging. So let's take a look at this. So Arcane Unforging, you can overcast it. That doesn't really do anything. Let's actually compare it to let's compare it to the Dread ability here. So if I take 2 lords, 1 with Doombolt, 1 with Arcane Unforging, and let's say we got some chonkers, right? So like big ol' armored soul grinder of Slaanesh, very easy to hit. What do you think will do more damage? Probably not the Arcane Unforging. I think it's less effective than Spirit Leech, but let's just take a look. Orion is fake melee, like a Khorne soul grinder. All right, here we go. So let's take a look-see. Let's take a look-see, all right. How do these stack? So Arcane Unforging, 100 meter range like Spirit Leech, lasts 22 seconds. Does not miss, unlike Doombolt. See, it lasts a good amount of time, silences them for 30 seconds. All very nice, of course. But how does it compare to a Doombolt? And it seems like it's a 600 HP difference. So, yeah. Arcane Unforging is not the worst. Because it costs the same amount as an Overcast Doombolt. It's also way more consistent. If you look at the overall damage, right? This one did 1,200. This one did... I guess it is. It is definitely more damage. I like the consistency. Arcane Unforging, you can't really go wrong. Is there a better snipe counter protest spell though? Did I do ladies only wood elves? I know it was suggested a lot, but I don't think I actually did it. Okay, nice. Next round starts in 2 more matches. Tournament's going by pretty fast. Actually, yeah. Doombolt misses against Chariots a lot. What else do we have? We have, technically Amber Spear, but it's not that good of a sniping ability. Alright, so you guys want to see Blade Singers and Arcane Unforging then. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Wood Elves didn't have access to Lore of Death. I think most factions that have a ton of lores tend to have Lore of Death. Unfortunately not for Wood Elves though. Alright, here we go. So, high magic. We're gonna go Arcane Unforging. Put her on a horse. We use Blessing of the Ancients, so that does more damage. And then she's just gonna just kill. Just kill whatever target I want dead. Oh, Meaty Dangler, you barely beat Martin? Ah, hell yeah. Dude, Meaty Dangler's been climbing the ranks, man. Meaty Dangler's cooking. Also, at some point, I really want to go Ariel. She does have the Dart of Doom, which is technically 3 free Spirit Leeches if they hit. Unfortunately, she's still hella expensive. Ancient's Protection. Yo, can I like farm Ancient's Protection? Technically, if I cast it every time my cavalry get in a fight, it'll do pretty well. She has great Arcane Conduit. You know, honestly, I'm surprised Ariel doesn't see more play. You know, she's a terror-causing, decent spellcaster and everything. Compared to a Spellweaver on a horse. You know, she has Apotheosis, she has Tempest, Shield of Thorns. Like, all of these are decent. She can even heal herself with Soul Seal if you really want to. But she's probably just a little too expensive, right? Although, like, you know, you're paying like, what, 250 gold to get Terror? I guess she doesn't have, okay, 350? Yeah, it's starting to get a little expensive. I think she's just slight, like, even a little bit cheaper and she'd be worth the Terror. Ariel passive plus Flesh to Stone. Let's see here. Well, okay, I guess that would get me to 90% physical resist, right? I can actually get Ancient's Protection with the lore of high magic, so I can cast a spell. I can cast a spell here. Get that 15-second physical resist buff. That's actually pretty good. So I can really, yeah, I can run the Zotes with the Flesh of Stone. Make my Blade Singers actually indestructible for a hot second. Yo, I like that. That seems, like it might actually be insane. These guys have anything? They got the missile resist. Anyways, if I ever play against Tzeentch, though, it's over. Tzeentch is could be a really big problem. But yeah, this lady's basically Ariel but cheaper. Now I don't have the terror, but maybe we'll try Ariel after. Unfortunately, there's not that many melee lords, so I don't really have a lot of opportunities to bring Ariel unless I go melee. Like even the normal Glade Lord is still ranged. Does have Helm of Discord. Wood Elves with no elves. The master plan. Are Great Eagles good for anything? Not really. They're good for summoning with the transformation of Kadan. It is relatively cheap to just spam out 2 eagles and stick them on a lord. If you think about it, it probably did a little bit more damage than just a raw Doom Bolt. Not as much shock damage, though. Their animations are kind of janky, too. It's not the prettiest thing ever. Tree Lords are melee, yeah, but they're casters, right? So all the melee-only Lords are casters. That's a problem. Like Durthu, Drycha, Ancient Tree Man, and Spellweaver, they're all casters. So you don't really have a reason to run Ariel. I would like to try out Durthu, though. Durthu's fun. It kind of depends on which faction we're going up against, though. Either I need mobility or I need the tankiness, right? How bad a matchup is Wood Elves normally for Tzeentch? I don't actually know. If we go to the Total Tavern stats and go to Wood Elves, you can see that Tzeentch, they have the worst win rate against. Rocking a 14% win rate versus Tzeentch right now. So I'm probably going to need a pretty crazy skew build to beat Tzeentch. That's surprisingly bad. Hope that answers your question. Literally the worst matchup. Does not get worse than that. How is Drycha more expensive than the sisters? It factors in all their spells. So take a look at Drycha. Yeah, it's with all the spells. With no spells, Drycha's 1,000. Yeah. CA's crazy for having all the spells selected being the default. Insano. But yeah, we're gonna protest by still going for the Lord Snipe. Going for the old school Lord Snipe. Apotheosis Ancients Protection is very good. Maybe we'll go for Blessings of the Ancients. Magic faction beats physical resist faction. Yeah, it's like everything does magic attacks on Tzeentch. How you defend against Changebringers? I don't know, just bring some flyers. You don't have to shoot Changebringers. I think Wood Elves can win an air game, right? Maybe. Or maybe I just go Cav Max and capture all the points. Or double Forest Dragon. 25% physical resist. Not bad. Is it a bug that Tzeentch Horrors take like no damage from fire? You can test it with Glade Guard. With Hagbane versus the ones that do fire magic. Tzeentch Horrors don't take damage from fire? Is this true? I feel like if this was true, more people would be would have let me know about it sooner. You tell me Tzeentch doesn't take damage from fire attacks? Let me see this real quick. Let me see this real quick. So you can see the damage is just lower on the Starfire shafts, by the way. So that is something to consider. One way to make this actually a better test would be to go to Empire and go for 2 huntsmen. And then you go for a Vizard with burning head. Use slaves, warp fire throwers against horrors. Okay, let's see this. Let's see this. Is it true? Are the rumors true? Crap, I forgot to take off Kindle Flame, but you would expect the Kindle Flame to you know, you would expect them to still do less damage, right? And the fire rate is kind of off. So far it looks like yeah, no, just the positioning is screwing these guys over. They're not all firing or something. Alright, so let's try that again. So far it seemed like the fire damage guys did significantly more damage. So far, fire imbuement definitely helping them out. Let's take off the Kindle Flame. It could just be a loose formation against flamethrowers in general that's screwing it over. Yo, you gotta love range units though, right? The mass inconsistency, classic. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, Flaming Sword. So it does buff their damage by quite a bit. But you're saying that they do less? Let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, I think as far as I can tell, they do not take less damage from fire. I think your results are probably less damage from flamethrowers, and that would be because of loose formation. Because flamethrowers are kind of like an explosive type attack, which will do way more damage to packed units. So like, for example, if we just ran like 2 Iron Drakes, I imagine the Iron Drakes would be not as effective. We'll see though. Flaming Sword, that's true. It also gave magic damage, but they said it was, what's it? Like no damage from fire, quote unquote. So I don't know what else there is to say. But yeah, if we take a look at the flamethrower damage to these guys, right? You can see flamethrowers are not nearly as punishing. You know, they it's gonna take many volleys where a normal unit would die almost immediately to flamethrowers. These guys are these guys take a couple volleys, and you can see it's all in those explosive attacks, right? So even though like it landed basically perfectly in the center and only did like 10% damage, loose formation is crazy, man. I swear Warhammer 3 is held together by duct tape. I don't know if what developers, you know, are still around that worked on Warhammer 1. But that will naturally end up as a duct tape situation. All right, anyways, I'm real excited to see how this goes. Knockdown weirdness, yeah, it could be knockdown weirdness along with like interactions with explosive attacks. Because I'm pretty sure like a unit of huntsmen would take a lot of damage from Iron Drakes. Wish we could decide the formation our units are in. Be fun. I think some factions can do that. You know, you can do that as Bretonia. Yeah, insanity technical debt. 100%. But yeah, as per requested, Zotes and Blade Singers. So the Zotes have Flesh to Stone, but it only lasts 19 seconds. So it's better used in a cavalry engagement. Comboed with the Ancient's Protection though, if I'm going to take a cavalry fight, I gotta remember to use this. And to trigger it, I gotta use Arcane Unforging or Apotheosis. Apotheosis would be much easier to trigger it with. Any other abilities are not super important. And yeah, combined, it's like 15 seconds of near invulnerability. Could be very good rushing into a backline against some factions. Like, I could totally see this with Empire. Could totally see it with Greenskins, too, because, like, the Rugloods are going to be firing away. And in that brief moment, you can take so much damage. Gyrocopters with brimstone guns do tons of damage for Savage Orc archers, huh? Oh, you know from experience, because you've been playing Greenskins? Oh, no. But, yeah. Yo, I wonder, though. Yo, does anyone know if just vanilla Ariel is good? So, like, what if I take Ariel not as a spellcaster? Or if I take her just with Berry Wine? So, if you think about it, right? Berry Wine, it's an insane heal. So, she's, instead of a dragon, right? Instead of being a dragon. Holy crap. It's a lot of Danish kroner. You want 6+ chevrons on a Blade Singer?
Blade Singers with 6+ chevrons, winking face emoji.
Alright, I'll do it, I'll do it. I won with Grail Knights anyways. Yo, look at this. So, you can get them up to 52 melee defense plus. You can get them up to 56. I might only take one, though. It depends on my opponent. I am morally obligated to not throw my games. But at least one. Alright, so we got the Blade Singers, we got the sniping, we got the soaks. All the fan requests are in. Well, of course you gotta go 9 chevrons. If you're gonna chevron, you might as well go all in, or you think I'm weak? Yo, anyone know if Ariel with, like, literally just Dart of Doom is good? So, she's getting up to the same price as a dragon. But, like, what if I just run Ariel with Dart of Doom? You know what? This is actually kind of hilarious, right? So, she is my, you know, combined with my Spellweaver of High Magic, I can just snipe their lords like crazy. Because, like, it does 600 damage, right? It's 100% armor piercing. Alright, I'll be back in a second. People still playing the match? It's taking forever, man. Alright, we back. Yeah, you guys ready for Dart of Doom? They banned Doom Bolt, but they didn't ban Doom Dart. Watch this, like, actually be hella OP. My guess is it's gonna suck, though. I think it's gonna be hot garbage, but you never know. It is basically an instant Spirit Leech. So, like, how much would I pay for 3 Spirit Leeches? The problem's the cooldown's 120 seconds, but it's a 200-meter range. So you can kind of just chuck it out. Acorn of the Ages, though. So it's a 100% AP. It's a massive slow. It's 200-meter range. Is that also worth? Is Berry Wine worth? Like, am I really just gonna go like a 1750 Ariel? At some point, you just need units on the field. So I don't know, man. She only costs a bit more than the dragon, though. She's only slightly more expensive than a dragon. The question is, does Ariel bring more to the table than a dragon with all these abilities? I think maybe. Units are for chumps. Try her against the AI. Is the round done yet? Okay, nah, round is done. Up against Adam TM. Yo, yo. Let's take a look-see. Norscan Rise, Celestial Lake, Blazing Rampart, Ban Lake. I want to play on a big map if we're going to go for these snipey shenanigans. Alright. Wood Elves, you question mark? If he's Khorne, I think we can still get a pretty good beating on him. Even Khorne will struggle against the might of the Wood Elves. I swear half the stream is spent looking at Army Builder. Well, usually tournaments just have a lot of downtime. There's not much you can do about it. He bans Norscan Rise. So we're on Blazing Rampart. Let us see. What faction is it playing? I'm assuming Khorne because that's what they're hovering, but where they at? Where they at, man? Greenskins, Wood Elves, Warriors of Chaos. Yo, seriously though, what's this faction? Adam TM. Let's see here. Man, a lot of Wood Elf players today. That should be fun. He is playing Khorne. Okay. Alright. Sick. Playing on a very Khornate map. Exciting, exciting. I've never seen this Wood Elf banner in my life. Anyone know where this is in the campaign map? It's a weird banner. Looks fun though. Nice, it's a nice teal color. Alright, so here's the thing about Khorne. They are, generally speaking, very spooky to fight against. It's not impossible for me to just wreck their face though, as they are rather limited in their overall options. There's not a whack load of different things they can do. I think Skull Cannon is amongst the most annoying things that I'll have to manage, but definitely not impossible to defeat. Let's see. Cavalry-wise, Wild Riders versus Fleshhounds is an interesting one. Don't know how that actually goes. There's also just absurd levels of armor they can bring. So naturally, we're going to need a lot of armor-piercing infantry. That just makes sense. But aside from that, what do I need? I got to win the mobility game. Let me check my spreadsheet. Faction threats. If we go to Khorne, let's take a look. Minotaurs / Blood Beasts, Karnak Nets, Valkia, the Bloody, Skull Taker, Rampages, Wrathmongers, Skull Cannon. Yeah, it's like, it's just a whack-a-load of melee and maybe they'll take a Skull Cannon. Honestly, not even terrifying. All of that is very, very manageable. As long as I don't goober it. Could actually run this bad boy. And I guess I have a build. This will be interesting. This will be real interesting. Yeah, sure. I gotta be careful about healing too, by the way. If I heal while in combat, the fire damage will reduce it by half. So pulling out of combat before healing is gonna be super duper useful for getting value. Skull Reapers? That would be pretty funny. Any unit involving a moose type creature is automatically the coolest unit. Is there anything more hype than the moose? Honestly, it's pretty sick. What does Khorne usually do in this matchup? Skull Cannon and Marauder Shields. I think they either will like try to rush with an armor max, or they'll go for like Skull Cannon kind of kite situation. So nothing ranged at all. Technically, I'm allowed ranged magic, but that's it. Any unit with ammunition must have fire at will off. Should get a giant moose single entity. That would be pretty funny. I feel like it'd be pretty hype if its speed is actually, if its speed actually makes sense. It can be like that moose boss from Elden Ring. It'd be so hype. Bears are pretty great too. Yeah, I think they kind of overdid it though, didn't they? I remember when Kislev first came out, it felt like there were bears everywhere. Now it feels like, I think it's because they're so weak nowadays, that bears are, they still feel pretty unique in the roster, but initially when Kislev came out, it was a little weird feeling. Elemental of Beasts from Kislev is kind of a moose. Yeah, one win. Yeah, we already won against Ogre Kingdoms. Very spooky faction. Modded Kislev from Warhammer 2 with bears being made out of Demogryph riders. Oh, I never saw that. All right, here we go. I hope you guys are ready. So I brought extremely chevron blade singers, and I just have to keep them alive. So I brought 2 Zotes to basically stick on top of them. And they're going to give them all the physical resist that they could possibly want. Problem though is that, what if he has a hell cannon, right? Or what if he has a skull cannon? So a skull cannon naturally makes life a little bit sketchier, right? It can just delete my ladies. But I brought Ariel and Arcane Unforging. Who needs Doombolt when you have other very powerful sniping tools? Isn't pure melee versus Khorne giga dangerous? Slaanesh can beat Khorne. And what is melee wood elves but essentially Slaanesh? Alright, so take a look. We got Queen Ariel. I split the chevrons on the blade singers. So you can see they got ludicrous stats. They can amp it up even more if they really want to. They don't have to worry about losing melee attack either, so I'll probably just turn this on right away. Ready? Good luck, have fun. The idea here is simple. Just kill him. Just kill him. He has 6 units. How bad could it possibly be? Let's see here. I got Sylvan Knights, I got Wild Hunters, going very elite so that I make use out of these Flesh to Stones. What in the world? Nah, this is gonna be sick, man. This is gonna be insane. Trust in the process. It's actually impossible for him to kill these ladies. With the Zote support, it's gonna be great. Yeah, we got Ariel in here. So Apotheosis will trigger my passive, which is a 10% physical resist bonus. I'm actually going to take the fight over here instead, because then she can chill in the forest and make use of her ability. Here we go. So he's ready. And my eyes are dry. All right, nice. So Ariel is going to make use of her Doombolt. Hey, Sean D.
Your
Holy crap,
you
thank you so much.
in the game and teach us is very valuable and lets us learn without having to test. Thank you, good sir.
That did a little bit of damage. You know, for 3 of those, I think it'll be worth it in the long, long run. In the ultra long run. Okay, so Wrathmongers are pretty spooky. They don't have magic damage, though, so that means I can just charge right on in with the Blade Singers, right? Blade Singers will cook them up pretty hard. He's summoning in... He's actually just triple Wrathmonger. That's insane. Okay. Yo, are you guys ready for some sick Blade Singer tech? Yo, here we go. Oh, it's actually instant cast. That's kind of crazy. Yo, let's go. The dumpster and the Wrathmongers. Holy crap, that's insane. Holy crap, that's insane. Wait just a darn second. That is a fat dumpster. I've never seen such an insane dumpstering of Wrathmongers before. They took no damage. They actually just took no damage. All right, well, I'll take that. Gotta love to see it. Yo, let's just heal them up. Why not? They deserve a solid heal. Bro, those Wrathmongers got deleted off the face of the planet. Holy moly. That's the most one-sided fight I've ever seen. And the Mag Chevrons did it. All right, now I am out of my bonuses now, though, so we gotta be a little careful. Yo, he thought he could fight him. He thought he could actually fight these ladies. Nah, they're too strong. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see here. I think if I get a charge on these Wrathmongers, they'll go down. A couple Khorne gores are not a big issue. And then I can start arcane unforging this guy's face. Ariel can get another little Minidoom bolt on him. I'd love to just unforge his face, but it's gonna be a hot second. Looks like the Blade Singers are still doing very good. I think now we do turn on that melee defense boost. That should help them out a lot. Okay, Ariel, come on, beat him up. Physical resist bonuses are important. The grind continues. He actually brings in some Marauder Horsemen. Interesting. But I think once I get the Arcane Unforging, we're fine. These ladies starting to take a little bit of damage, though, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little sus. This will do, though. There's another physical resist boost. And Skull Taker is getting pretty beat up now. Remember, we're healing, so don't worry about the value trading too much. There's yet another heal from the little Zodies. Ouch, my Wild Riders, though. Brutality. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, Wild Riders took a massive beating. That's a little rough. And now, without the big frontal trade, it's definitely a little spooky. Gonna need more cavalry for sure. At least Skull Taker's out of the picture. But this is far from over. Now, this little ability will do well. Wild Riders are in. Okay. Come on, ladies. Just fight. Just grind it. Dude, those Regiment of Renown Wrathmongers are really cooking them up. Let's see here. I didn't get to use all my Zod abilities either. This might actually end up going bad. It's going a little south now. But I do have boys. Ladies are in. They're doing okay. Dang it. But in the grind, no. It was just the charge. It was just the charge the whole time. It's okay, though. I have a plan. I have a plan. He only has one Wrathmonger left. And Skull Taker is really low, right? I can probably just go for the other capture points and we'll be fine. There go the doggos, right? And Skull Taker, I got a missile for his face. Don't you worry. Blade Singers. They served well. They served well, but turns out they can only really get work done on the charge. Okay, here we go. Can I get an Arcane Unforging on this guy? Gonna need some Wildwood Rangers for sure. There we go. Going to get a wee shots on him here. And then I should be able to kill off these Furies with just a little bit of work. Skull Taker's looking a bit rough. The Wild Riders are technically still alive. Should be able to capture this point too, which is nice. And if I play this mobile game, we may have a chance yet. So Skull Taker's completely out of the action now. That's very nice. All right. I can start to Arcane Unforging him. All right. Dryads will be okay here. Nothing amazing, but they'll definitely do a little bit of work. Ariel is out of abilities, but there you go. This is a good Fury kill. All right, here we go. And those are Chosen of Khorne, which, although scary, absolutely die to my forces here. So now that the fire damage should mostly have worn off, we can do some of that. Chosen of Khorne are getting into position. But look at us go. That point should be mine. Let's get the charge in. And then I'm going to want some... Might just want some more elite units, honestly. Come on, Arcane Unforging. It doesn't have a lot of range, sadly. But if I can just get this Skull Taker kill, we'll be set. There you go. Arcane Unforging drops. It's my Doom Bolt. There's a Chaos Warriors with Halberd, so we probably want to get more of these ladies in. Skull Taker, he's taking some damage. Come on, baby. Okay, he actually gets a little attack animation there, but Arcane Unforging is definitely in. And it appears the Skull Taker will likely go down, but not before he gets a lot of damage on my Sylvan Knights. It's worth it, though. Lord Loss penalty is a doozy. All right, sick. Skull Taker disintegrates. Huge. Absolutely and positively massive. I have a double cap. He sends in the Furies. Okay. Should be relatively fine. I just gotta resummon in the Blade Singers. We bring them back in. They'll crush it. Let's see here. There you go. Yeah, Chaos Warriors are gonna win against those Dryads. A little unfortunate. Looks like I am able to munch on a couple Furies at least. And Ariel, of course, is a good source of terror. This'll be an interesting battle for sure. I really don't know how this one's gonna pan out exactly. But I feel like things are starting to go our way. If at least slightly mildly. Let's get a heal in over there. Dryads are doing a good job just distracting. I'll be able to summon in some more cavalry in a second. And remember, most of his forces are real slow, right? Most of these guys are not super fast. Just gotta get these warriors looped around. It's gonna be a doozy. Sylvan Knights need to play keep away. So get him in there. Big old ginormous charge. God, I really need like another Blade Singer unit to kill his stuff. Okay, so Slaughter Guard. Can we get him terror routed, mayhaps? I do have time. I do have time. As long as I... Oh, crap. I'm triple capped. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so time is absolutely of the essence. Well, this will go pretty well, I think. I'm gonna need to capture a point. Blade Singers at least should be able to get in there. Time is of the essence. But we do have a pretty decent engagement here, right? I just gotta secure this here middle point. That's all we need. Blade Singers are in. Pretty good route over there. Chaos Warriors I can terror out. And then Blade Singers, with their new capture weight, they should be able to get a lot of work done. It's a pretty good charge. Arcane Unforging on the Wrathmongers should get them killed. Okay, Sylvan Knights are in. All right. Let's get a Dryad summon to really secure that. And it seems like most of these guys are routing. Huge. Terror routes abound. Capture point number 1 is secured. Okay. We know Wrathmongers, when they get charged, they definitely suffer, right? And here come the ladies. Here come the ladies. They're going to be super important here. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a crazy close game. Thankfully, I have a couple Dryads here. And I just gotta start thinking about capturing this last point before we run out of time. Wrathmongers are gone. Huge. Absolutely huge. Oh my gosh, dude, if we win this. Let's heal up them Sylvan Knights. The terror will be most important here. The ladies are chopping them up. He resummons Wrathmongers, but they're not gonna get here soon enough. Oh my gosh, are we actually gonna win this? Bro. Oh my gosh, there they go. Okay. Big routes, big routes. All right, Sylvan Knights are in. Dryads are just gonna play keep away while we capture this point. Hell yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, just gotta kite the Wrathmongers a little bit. Yeah, so we've drawn them off the point with the Dryads. They're relatively slow, so that's good. I just gotta get my Wild Riders in here now. Yeah, here they come. They're trying to turn around to save the point. Okay, Dryads are in. These ladies are absolutely cooking. And his Wrathmongers shouldn't be able to win this. Let's take these guys off the point first. There we go. We almost have enough for our cavalry. And it appears it's gonna be a close one. I really can't afford to lose Sylvan Knights here, but at least he doesn't have a lot of capture weight. Ladies are doing well at least, and it looks like, okay, he's actually probably gonna go for this point. I should be able to capture this though. Maybe even get a terror out if we're lucky. Wrathmongers are going to be a slight issue. Wrathmongers is still a very strong unit, but there we go. The point over here is ours. Ariel providing her capture weight. She's doing great. There we go. All right. We have the foe's victory point. It's great. Wild Riders are in, and now we just got to play the long con. Get them value trades and we're good. Yes, we got the route. Dude, I can't believe it. We actually beat Khorne in a tussle. Ouch. Hey, didn't hit the Blade Singers, so that's good. Holy crap. I think we actually beat Khorne in a tussle. Was it one of the harder games I've ever played in my life? Absolutely, but come on, man. You can't say this was not the sickest thing you've ever seen. Oh my gosh. All right, it's not over just yet. He's gonna make a play here. He's gonna make a play there. So we're gonna need to deal with it. Make sure he does not capture it. Wrathmongers are going to be spooky. I will have some Zotes, but they're gonna take a little while. It's gotta make sure we have enough forces here. These are Blade Singers. They do have absurd capture weight. And my Sylvan Knights are winning their engagement. Let's get those Blade Singers in. I just gotta make sure he doesn't capture the point. I think he's pulling out all hands on deck to get this point here. Wrathmongers are taking massive damage though from the cavalry charge. Finally, Zotes are in. Zotes have arrived. Ariel's hunkering down over here. I still have my Sylvan Knights. Huge charge from the Wild Hunters. Oh my gosh, dude! I beat Khorne with gold chevron Blade Singers. Come on, man! I can't believe it. I'm doing it. We almost win on a double cap, I think. Yeah, we almost win on a double cap. There's no way he captures this. He's going for it though. He's definitely going for it. So you gotta start pulling forces there to save it. He has the doggos. Doggos are the most easily routed unit. Here we go. Here come the Dryads. I think we do win on a single cap though. Man, that Skull Taker snipe though. That Skull Taker snipe was so important, man. Without that, I would have been so screwed. But hey, who needs Doombolt when you have Arcane and Forging? Am I right? If you ever thought Doombolt was OP, Arcane and Forging is not that far off. And there go the doggos. Terror routed into oblivion. Ariel, what a beast. Ariel actually getting in so much work this game. Okay, maybe not that much work, but Ariel's been cooking, all right? She's been alive the whole battle. She used her ability. She got to heal off. I'd say it was pretty worth. And he taps out. Let's go. Let's go. We beat Khorne at his own game, baby. Oh my gosh. Oh, what an embarrassment for Khorne. Ariel MVP. Oh, that's disgusting. I beat triple Wrathmonger with melee Wood Elves. What the crap? That's hilarious. 4,600 value. 4,000 value. What the crap? That's the highest Blade Singer value I've ever seen in my life. Yo, I'm sending that replay to Turin. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. I gotta. Where is it at? Replays for Turin. That's disgusting. Also, I'll read your message, Sean D, as soon as I send this replay. That's actually disgusting. Dude. Let's see here. Replays. There we go. Replays for Turin. Let's see. Here we go. Here, I got to screenshot this.
GG insane game.
All right.
Please clip this. Send it to Turin or something.
100%. Thank you so much for the donations. Oh my gosh. With the Czech kroner, I think. Because there's a K. Sean D, welcome to the crew. Deck gunner tier, holy crap. Your knowledge you discover in the game and teach us is very valuable and lets us learn without having to test. Thank you, good sir. No problem, man. I'm having a great time. Ariel ascendancy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've sent it to Turin. Yo, I'm totally gonna turn this into a video, man. Full-fledged video mode. That was so good. What a crazy bout. Triple Wrathmonger versus Blade Singers. So Blade Singers have a way better charge. Wrathmongers do way better in the grind. That's what I have to worry about, right? Because their damage is ludicrous. But on the charge, they put some work in on them. Oh my god. Jeez, though. That was close. Blade Singer meta. I've never seen a melee infantry unit get 4,000 value. That's definitely a first for me. It's bonkers, man. I'm aware they did get summoned twice, but still. Jeez Louise. Yeah, the early 15 seconds. I guess they really did need the physical resist, the flesh to stone with the Zotes to not die there. As soon as it ran out, Wrathmonger's up-traded, but that's what the Zotes are for. Oh my gosh. Okay, now Ariel, Dart of Doom was okay. Dart of Doom was very okay. I would not call it like the de facto best thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't think spending 1750 gold for this is worth when you can just run a dragon and breath attack, but it was pretty funny. I think I would definitely run the dragon in the future. Let's see here. You can't get Dart of Doom, but you can get Doom Bolt. Unfortunately, it's banned. Arcane Unforging was cool, though. It did get Skull Taker killed eventually. If you had to win a tourney with range units only, what faction would you pick? Honestly, Wood Elves would be not bad. Because they have Sisters of Thorn. So you can go Sisters of Thorn Hawk Riders as your cavalry. Hawk Riders got buffed too. They got crazy damage. They got insane charge bonus. If you actually compare Hawk Riders to something like a Pegasus Knight, you'll notice that their damage is fairly comparable. Slightly lower melee stats, no anti-large, but full armor piercing. At least, basically full armor piercing. And slightly cheaper. They have less HP though, but in terms of what you can get done with them, it's not the worst. Vampire Coast can't really do gunline anymore. Tzeentch is like a maybe, but not consistently good running blues and such. Empire's not bad, but they really need their melee cav. So I'd say probably Wood Elves. Wood Elves are the best melee only and the best ranged only faction. Confirmed. Maybe Ogres with like man-eater pistols. Do it. Tomorrow, just Wood Elves ranged only. Yeah, no armor. They're definitely worse, but if we're talking about, you know, ranged only, they can use their range ammunition and then be a decent fighter. So it's okay. It's all right considering that they have a range attack. You can also use normal Glade Riders. They're basically Glade Rider spears. They have less charge bonus, but impact charges from cavalry is still fine. And then of course Glade Guard spam is just good. Oh boy. We're up against the host himself. We're up against the host. He's playing Slaanesh. It's a nerd war room. They get first map ban. It would be a joy to defeat them with the melee wood elves. Now, if they're playing Slaanesh though, right? So we're really putting it to the test. We're really putting it to the test on whether or not they're actually gonna do well. Kislev range only? Oh, that's not the worst. So he bans Imperial Ambush. Let's play. Let's play Itza. Let's play Itza. I want to tussle. Okay, so Slaanesh. Dread Slaanesh. I think I know how I want to play this. Zote Max. So Zotes will be decent into Hellstriders. Mostly because Flesh of Stone helps a lot. I guess technically you can use Flesh of Stone against Seekers too. That's pretty funny. But let's see. I'm definitely going to need some of these. I'm definitely going to need a couple of those. And I probably want like... Oh man, yeah, the Hellstrider is going to be a big problem. Seekers too, but Seekers are not insurmountable. You can deal with them. Treekin are insane. We're not running Treekin into Slaanesh. But yeah, this at least feels decent. One very important thing to note about Slaanesh is that they don't have a very effective front line. Their infantry is surprisingly mid-tier. So we can definitely take advantage of that if we do see like an armored Slaanesh playstyle. The Seekers though are going to be a big issue. But I think we have a decent amount of stuff here. I don't think I have to worry that much. Let's see here. Yes, we run a couple of those. Dryads are not the worst either into Slaanesh. Do I run the Branch Wraith with the other Trickster Shard? Technically, it removes a physical resist. That's it. That's all the Branch Wraith does. Not especially worth it, I'd say. The Regrowth Zotes? Do I run the Regrowth with Zotes? I will obviously need a whack load of cavalry, right? Just go ludicrous cav spam. This seems like an okay build. Seems like an okay build to me. I have 700 gold left over. How does one spend it? Treekin aren't good against cavalry. Not against Seekers. If they get rear charge, they're just dead. They gone, man. No more Treekin. 780 gold. I could get me a War Dancer, but War Dancer's kind of sus. Do I get an Eagle? Do I go Eagle against Slaanesh? Seems kind of insane to me. Doesn't seem like the smartest choice ever. Can I finagle this? 650 gold remaining. So they're already ready. I guess this is a good build. It feels not bad. Let's go for this cool looking banner. All right. Let's try it. Wood Elves versus Slaanesh? Now, in theory, Slaanesh is better in every way if I'm going melee only, right? But the thing is, the threat of ranged heavy spam will put Slaanesh in their place. 100%. There's no way that Slaanesh will, there's no way that Slaanesh will just go for like a super strong melee fighting force. Another great thing is I can just micro, right? I take great pride in my ability to micro my units well. So they should be able to cook pretty hard. And as you can see, about a whack load of spears. So these guys are cool in that they're unbreakable, which really gives Slaanesh a hard time. And you know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm just gonna kind of box against them. Because we know Slaanesh doesn't do well against boxes, right? As soon as they start singling out units, they start building up their army passive. So we don't want that. Gonna play this ultra defensively. Just go for the low ground, capture a couple points, and then call it a day. There they are. Exalted Keeper of Secrets, Shadow Mode. Should not be too terrifying. I think we just want to get the Zotes in, right? We just want to get a couple Zotes in. So it is warrior spam, which is actually perfect. That basically gives me the best odds here because those guys just get mulched. I have loads of cavalry, so let's just get a second one of these dudes in. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start giving them a little bit of suffering. Just a little bit of suffering over here. So I can just take a fight here. He's going to get the Melkoths off on my cavalry. That kind of sucks, but does get countered by Apotheosis. I'm just gonna hold this 1 point and call it a day. That's all I really need to do. This is mostly a trading battle here. Gets a pretty nasty charge with his Exalted Keeper, but is it gonna be worth it? Is it really gonna be worth all this? Gets a rampage off. Oh dang, I for some reason did not see that one coming. Is he gonna counter charge in? Yeah, gets a big hit on my lord. I'm gonna need a peel for her, unfortunately. Kind of a bad start for me, but honestly not the end of the world. I believe these are yeah, those are Chaos Warriors. Okay. Gonna need to get some Zode action in, as I did let my cavalry get counter charged too. Couple misplays overall from me, but in the end, not the end of the world. He's going to keep on cycle charging with his lord here, but they will go down slowly but surely. Let's get our boys in here, just counter charging, cycle charging for life. Like I said, as long as Slaanesh doesn't have any good targets, we're good. Gets another little ability there, but I got lots of healing. And as you can see, my spears absolutely cook. There's another Melkoth, so definitely rather painful. But I have great trust in my front line's ability to hold here. They should be able to get a lot of work done. Plus my spears are just bullying his spawn. Trading wise though, it could be better, right? Yeah, I do have some healing, but trading wise is definitely a little sus. I do finally have the Zotes in here though. Let's get that. Let's get a fat heal. Get the Zotes in there. Hopefully they do well. Those unbreakable spears just having the time of their lives. Oh, look at them fiends. They just keep on coming. I need to have my cavalry in position to countercharge them and hopefully punish them for just running on in. So far, it seems like my cavalry's doing well, though. This is a pretty good charge. Should be able to bully his Exalted Keeper and maybe even just get another Zodin. Like, the raw value that they can get with their abilities is pretty crazy. I think a pretty good charge with the Wild Riders. And overall, my engagements are going not bad, right? Zoids are here to stay. And now they want to fight those Hell Scourges, right? That should just be a good fight for them. There we go. We'll send them in. A little bit of a Fury charge comes in, but that's not a big deal. A lot of my guys aren't routing, which is super important. And I should have some abilities back for the Zotes in a second. There you go. Zotes are doing fine. Very nice. Getting another massive heal on my giant blob of units. We still haven't had too many routes, which is oh so important for this strategy. I just can't afford to let my units rout against Slaanesh. It's just asking for death. Unbreakable spears, though, are doing amazing. Wild Riders cycle charging. Also working out pretty well for me. Furies are dead. Huge, huge. Gonna get a good charge on those guys, too. And then those are Hell Striders, which I should be able to just charge in on. There is another buff. I can use this to give him some physical resist. Hellstriders are still suffering. And then Arcane Unforging on his Lord will be pretty painful for him. There we go. Nice. That was a beautiful charge. Arcane Unforging is going to be great. There's that their physical resist. Zoids are cleaning up shop, man. I think we're slowly winning the grind. I think we are slowly winning the grind, though it is most definitely a pretty big grind. But with the Zote healing, it can't be that bad. He does get a pretty nice Hellstrider charge onto my Wild Riders, though. Maybe I can do a little bit of a pullback action here. My left flank is looking a little worse for wear, even though the middle's going fine. Neither of us have captured the point. We both just want to uptrade. Pretty funny. How the Zoids doing? I think one of them is, yeah, they're still in here. They're still in the grind, so I just gotta keep them safe for the last big ability that we can get off. Most of his demons are dead too. There's another heal. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I'm just a little worried about that Lord value. You gotta bet that his Lord is getting hella value, right? At least I'll be able to cycle charge a little bit. There we go. We're going to get a solid Wild Rider charge on him. There's still one more Flesh to Stone we can get in, and we are preventing that magic damage on his Lord, which definitely helps me out. Summons in another unit of Forsaken, which ends up being a little bit slow. That's good. It's very good. It's all going to come down to the cycle charging, though. As, yeah, we really only have that in our favor here. Oh boy. Here comes some more Hellstriders too. I can outmaneuver them with a little bit of a speed buff though. That's not the biggest issue. My front line though is definitely worse for where I have run out of good units to kill his armor. Turns out they have been absolutely cooking my forces. One of these Zotes is gonna have to pull back too. What a tussle, man. What an absolute tussle. These fiends gotta go down too, man. They are absolutely cooking me alive. Here comes a big charge. Narcissism. Drops. I think he's slowly coming out on top here. Dang it. Ah, yeah, I think he's starting to overwhelm me. All the damage I put in on his Lord didn't really get me anywhere. Brutal. All right, we're gonna peel back and we're gonna play for the long con now. I just gotta capture me some points, because we just simply cannot stay in this fight any longer. Pretty rough, but not impossible to pull back from. Zoids are in, of course, and I do have more Arcane Unforgings that could potentially get that Lord snipe in eventually. If we do manage to kill his Lord this game, it will be rather good for us. You can see there, the damage is good. His fiends do get murdered, and he is going for a huge commit on his lord, which is not too bad. Okay, there we go. If he loses his lord here, it's gonna be ultra painful. Just spamming those attack commands. We gotta get him killed. That arcane unforging certainly lasts a long time, but is it enough? Oh, they're getting so low. I think he's barely gonna stick with it though, because my units are routing, so he heals. Brutality. As the lord survives, I have enough magic for one more arcane unforging, and his lord is gonna have to play safe for the rest of the battle. Definitely a sketchy situation, but not impossible to come back from, as we do secure our double cap here. Brings in some spawn. Okay. And yeah, he's just gonna be trying to heal off of my poor forces here. All right, I got some cavalry though. We got a little bit of a back cap going on. It's gonna be a spicy battle. We're really hoping that we can just get that lord snipe. He's a little overextended too, which puts him in a bad position. Magic is slowly building up. I can actually hide in the trees to get a little bit more magic. And ticket wise, we are doing not the worst in the world, right? So I'd actually say we could potentially get a lot of work done here if I play my cards just right. Like, these units can probably trade into those Hellstriders. Can probably keep threatening this point and just play really annoying with these guys. Never say never. Arcane Unforging is going to be back soon too. That's a pretty nice rear charge on those spawn. Just getting a whack load of damage and then pulling back. Not overstaying my welcome. For sure, we don't want to do that. Then we counter charge over there. Use these guys, keep being super annoying. Sacrificial Dryads will be great. And I just need one fat Arcane Unforging on his lord. Unfortunately, it looks like they are... Did you just speed boost those guys? Those are Chaos Knights of Slaanesh. Jeez Louise, okay. Alright, here we go. Arcane Unforging. Wild Riders get the charging. I gotta get back to the trees though. So that the Arcane Unforging gets the maximum amount of damage possible. Chaos Knights get a little bit of a lackluster charge. Come on, Arcane Unforging, get him. I really need this Arcane Unforging to cook. Looks like his lord is barely gonna survive. Crap. I'm out of Arcane Unforgings too. That's not going to be very pretty. Now my Wild Riders are still alive, and I will have enough for... No, not even another heal. Dang. Oh, that's going to be rough. Now Chaos Knights we can most definitely charge. And I do have some elite infantry we can bring on in. Some good old elite armor-piercing infantry. His lord actually is a little overextended just to get that rampage off, but it looks like they will barely make it out alive. Dang, Arcane Unforging is barely not enough. Now I really wish I had a Doom Bolt. Goes for the pendulum. Lands it. Pretty painful. Wild Riders are gone. Oh my gosh. I guess this is why Doom Bolt's banned. Doom Bolt would have just barely killed his lord here. But instead, they barely survive. If I had Spirit Leech, it would have been cost effective enough to kill them though, for sure. Man, that Zote charge was close. I do still have the high ground, but he's got Hellstriders going on over there. I still have prospects to potentially get a Lord Snipe if I'm lucky. But this is going to be a very difficult fight. Now, there goes his Lord, just tanking that charge like no one's business. Kind of insane. As it appears they will actually die. Okay. Lord Snipe successful. And now it's going to be Wild Riders against a recently dead lord against these Hellstriders. If there's a way we're going to win this, it's going to be through this. Again, that sweet, sweet Lord Snipe. Rear charge on the Hellstriders is going to break them almost immediately. And maybe we have a chance here. It's going to take a while for Hellstriders to capture that high point. And I have a couple of my guys rallying now. So I'm going to give it a hard maybe. Stuck against his infantry though, it's not very pretty. He does have the soporific musk going down too. And it looks like he's not going for the capture point. I'm willing to give myself a chance here. If I can just secure a capture, I think we'll be fine. I think we're both regretting not capturing this point earlier, though. But, alright, well, we have some infantry on the high ground. Oh, boy, this is going to be a tussle. So there go the Chaos Warriors. Gonna be able to charge those Hellstriders too. Dang, they came back though due to the Hellstrider leadership situation. Saving their butts, man. Saving the butts real hard. I think we're gonna lose on tickets. Probably. I feel like if I had enough time, I might be able to outtrade these forces, but it was always going to be sus. Hellstriders do get caught though. They're gonna be suffering quite a bit. And then we might be able to take that high ground. You know what? Screw the high ground. Go for the low ground. These guys are easier to catch, right? Sadly, my lord's probably gonna die, though. Dang! Oh, so close. So close. Him keeping his lord alive, barely, for the whole battle is definitely what won it for him, though. I needed, you know... I think I needed a range unit. I needed like a singular range unit just to get that Lord Snipe. Cause like if I had like one unit of range, I totally could have just shot his Lord up and punished them. But this is the melee only challenge. He goes for the big surround, kills my Lord, and that's gonna be game. What a close bout though, what a close bout. GG, well played. Dang, all right. So I think you don't go for the Arcane Unforging. It's like barely not enough to beat his Lord. Barely. I should still be able to make it to semis at least, as long as I win my next match. Our opponent points are decent. Whew. Dang, yeah, big shame. You can see the spears did okay. My Wildwood Rangers were getting a lot of work in. I think I did overextend with a couple of them. But there's just nothing I could do versus this guy, right? Ariel. Ariel to try and snipe his Exalted Keeper. It would have been just enough, funnily. Could have cut some spears. His infantry did surprisingly well. But yeah, there's no way he could have gone into my backline. One range unit would have just deleted him. We did some really good plays cavalry-wise, too. I think I did some pretty good work on these Chaos Knights. Dang. Close one. How would I adjust? Here? Transformation of Khorne. Amber Spear might have actually been the better sniping tool. Because it's 6 winds of magic for 600 damage. Cast 2 of those. I could just spam it. The micro almost got me there. It almost did. That was a fun one. That was a very fun one. I would really like to see how Amber Spear spam would do against that. Because he had a lot of armor. I could also just go for the Lord Snipe. There weren't a lot of trees where I was fighting too. If I made use of Blessings of the Ancients, it would have gotten a lot of work done. Very spicy game indeed. Alternatively, I just run Durthu. You know, funny thing about Durthu into Slaanesh, you got Sword of Daith, which is Final Transmutation, essentially. You can run the Amber Spear on Durthu, too. Oh, he has a Manticore summon. Okay. You know, next time I run Durthu, because you can use Lamentation of Despairs and just spam it. I think that would be jokes. I think that would be absolutely jokes to just run Durthu and Amber Spear, Flock of Doom spam him. Next time. Just go for like a fat Durthu blob. Honestly, might be insane. Just a super fat Durthu blob. These guys have armor piercing? No armor piercing. I don't think you actually need the Eternal Guard either. Zoids were okay. Let's see here. I feel like you could almost do it. Fingers crossed we make it to semifinals. Losing in round 3 is pretty good for me, but I don't know how the opponent points actually play out. You like Dryads? Dryads are good, but not versus build. Way too much armor. Okay, yeah, so my opponent points are as high as can be. So as long as we win this next match, I should be guaranteed my place in the semifinals. It'll be a close one, though. There's a lot of players, but I think we'll be okay. How have melee elves been serving you? Not bad. We beat Khorne. We lost to Slaanesh. I do think Slaanesh is better than Khorne in melee. But the fact that we were able to get close is a good sign. Why not Swift Shiver Shards? Read the title, good sir. Read the title. It's a melee only Wood Elves, man. Swift Shiver Shards or any range unit would have been great there, though. Those Keeper of Secrets really suffer if you just have a backline range unit. Because you saw how long the melee fight was. I think that build, swap out 1 Eternal Guard for 1 Glade Guard, you win easily. Super duper easily. Sorry, no problem. No problem. Just send them into melee. But sick plays, sick plays. Hey, that's how you know we got a loyal viewer, okay? All right, we don't BM the man that just clicks an Anticity viewer video for the sake of it being an Anticity viewer. Keep saying viewer, Anticity video. I appreciate it very much. I think it's just very funny. What, War Dancers? War Dancers is strong, but you can see they have like no HP. Eagle I've tried against Slaanesh before, it gets dumpstered. They don't hunt the Keeper down, they get hunted. As they just don't really have the best charge and rapid fire damage in the world. I do legitimately think Durthu and Amber Spear spam would be the way to go. Because its damage is very close to Spirit Leech. So, like, let's actually test that out real quick. If we go Slaanesh, Exalted Keeper of Secrets, right? And then I got the Dearth Master. How long does it take Durthu to kill 1 Exalted Keeper? It's a really cheap Spirit Leech. As long as it can't be dodged. How's it going? Very well, Meated Angler. It's going very well. Only road bump is Slaanesh so far, but we've been dumpstering everyone else. I guess the Khorne game was very close, but let's take a look. So Amber Spear. It's a wind up. Pretty good shot. Honestly, for 6 Winds of Magic, that's very valuable, right? Then we have Lamentation of Despairs in case the Keeper ever decides to get close. It's a spread shot, but this is kind of just like a chip damage. It's kind of just like a chip damage build. You can overcast it. Overcast is honestly not bad for 10 Winds of Magic. And then, of course, we have the Sword of Death, which doesn't do any damage to single entities. Good to know. So it's just going to be Overcast Amber Spear. It'll take about 8 Overcast Amber Spears. But yeah, if Lamentation of Despairs ever hits, only 3 minutes into the game, you can get the Keeper down to half HP. I would say this absolutely would be hard to deal with, right? This is without any combat too. So as soon as Durthu actually gets in a fight against this thing, he's a beast. He has 70 melee attack. He actually has better stats than the Keeper of Secrets. So I think that was a big problem, just not running the big Papa Durthu. I think that's it. Yeah, you just straight up go Papa Durthu, and then he just crushes face. Beating Khorne is crazy with melee only. So close. It was such a close fight. Unironically, Ariel's Dart of Dooming was what won it for us. Otherwise, his Lord would have lived. But yeah, I think maybe next game I'll try Papa Durthu. Kind of depends, though. Kind of depends on the faction that we're facing. As it stands, our place in the bracket, if I give it a refresh, we are 5th place in the bracket, right? So I do have the most opponent points out of all the people with 2 Swiss. So if I just win the next match, I think we are all but guaranteed. The thing is though, right? So there's 3 people. There's 3 people with 3 Swiss points. So I'd be competing against other people that have, like, you know, like these people will be playing against the ones with all of these here points. We might not be guaranteed. I might barely not make it. We'll see. Does this rule set use the thing where I'm guaranteed tiebreakers like my tournaments? It'll be close. It'll be a real close one. That's all I can really say. At least we're heading into the next round, and it's going to be only 4 people. It's going to be only 4 people, right? So assuming they all match into each other. Yeah, it might be okay. Death by Ricochet only has 4 opponent points. So Death by Ricochet, man, they did beat Attack Speed Enjoyer. And Attack Speed Enjoyer has 2 wins, so I think Death by Ricochet is gonna be a hard one to compete against with. I think my opponents have been winning quite a bit though. So if you take a look at, yeah, I played against Adam TM, Nerd War Room, and Melkor. Melkor has been winning all of their games outside of me. Adam TM has won all of their games outside of me. So it's gonna be a close one. That's all I can really say. It's gonna be a very close one. Fingers crossed, people. Where's our hot girl Drycha? She's honestly not that hype. If you compare Drycha to her branch rate, you're looking at a very similar stat line. Right? It's a very slight buff. Like, yeah, you know, a little bit more HP, a little bit more armor, more leadership and all that, right? But in the end, it's still just a foot character. It's still just a foot character, and you're paying almost double. Like, I don't see a world where you'd rather run Drycha over Double Branch Wraith. Unless you really have a use for this summon. Double Branch Wraith is just a more effective Drycha. She has a passive. What, this? Or Fanatical Resolve, I guess. I guess it's a pretty fun buff. So it can give you up to 20 melee attack as Drycha gets closer to death. So you need Drycha to be dying. Drycha's very cheap. Branch Wraiths are just better though, right? You can't tell me Double Branch Wraith is not just better than Drycha. You get twice the single entity power. All right, let's see. Refreshing. Let's see if we can make it. Best case scenario, I match into someone with 3 Swiss points. Someone that's already gone 3 wins. That would be the best case, but I think it's rather unlikely. You think you could be a real general based on your skills? I think being a real general requires a lot more of a special type of charisma, which I do not have. As much as I think I'm good for entertainment, I don't think I would be the best leader. I'm willing to give myself a little bit of credit. Maybe I have a little bit of leadership quality, but yeah. Overall strategizing, I think I am a decent strategist. Having played many strategy games. You know, knowing about Sun Tzu, I guess. But like, actual battles are way different. So I've learned a little bit about what historical battles are, and like I'd basically just be in a tent giving orders to couriers, right? That's most of what a battle is. And I'm not as practiced in the fog of war. So compared to you know, like a lot of generals study to be proper battlefield generals, compared to them, we probably wouldn't be as effective. But I'd say I'd be better than the average person of today. That's about it, though. You know. Are you a fan of Total War Napoleon? Never ended up playing it. Yo, are we gonna get the next round? Maybe there's some adminning that needs to be done. Should be very soon though. I'm very excited. You feel bad for Khorne. All they have is melee and they aren't even the best at it. Feels bad, man. No, I think... Well, okay, yeah, I guess compared to Slaanesh. But Slaanesh is in the same boat. All they have is melee. The thing is, though, right? When Warhammer launched, Khorne was the best melee faction. And then Slaanesh got buffed very slightly, and then they became the best melee faction. They're extremely similar. And if one is good, they will just be better than the other one. They both have access to armor. They both have access to cavalry. One's just supposed to be a little bit more fighty, and one's supposed to be a little bit faster. But you can never really have it where the... Well, I guess like right now, they're both fairly in line with each other. I guess they're fairly in line with each other, but yeah. I guess you can, you know, like you could have it where Khorne wins, but Slaanesh can win some matchups because they're faster. In a perfect world, the balance would work its way in where like that little bit of extra speed is important and Khorne's little bit of extra armor is important. And I think we're the closest to that yet, but not quite. Magic for Slaanesh wins it. You know, Slaanesh is pretty weak to magic. Cathay should be buffed to be the best melee faction. Good old Cathay. I'll settle for Cathay being at least a viable meme. Which is, I guess that's kind of where they're at. Never mind. Buff them, please. CA, please. I swear it's the land battlers that are the main reason Cathay hasn't seen more buffs. They're just really strong in land battle. Yeah, are we gonna see the next round? I feel like I've been waiting years. All the players are done. Cathay mentioned. Hey, Cathay gets mentioned more than Skaven on my channel. All right, nice. Next round is beginning. Let's go. I just gotta win this match, and if Nerd Room wins their match, and they are playing Slaanesh, we have a very, very high chance of making it. We're up against Melkor. Dang it. So I'm up against Melkor, who's someone we fought against before, so that's gonna hold back my opponent points a little bit. But we'll make do. Yo, yo. So it's going to be Wood Elves versus Ogre Kingdoms again. A spicy situation indeed. But we definitely have an advantage here. I am top bracket. Oh Nelly. Vote to Talabheim, Altar of the Champion, Brave Valley. I'll ban Talab. Ban vote to Talabheim. We want as wide of a map as possible to get the ogres to spread out, right? Alternatively, I go for Durthu, but he would just get shot to pieces. I think Durthu is only viable against non-pew pew factions. He bans Altar, which means we're on Brave Valley. Interesting map, alright. And what magic am I using today? Lore of Beasts is a staple. I did like the transformation of Khorne last time. Technically, you can use it against lead belchers, even though I do prefer the Manticore summon. Transformation of Khorne Amber Spear is just good though, right? We'll just run that. This is a good map for Blessing of the Ancients too. So I'll run that. Lore of Beasts, I feel like is very close to being meta. It's just Melkoth's. It's like way too powerful right now. If they nerfed Melkoth's, I feel like it'd be Amber Spear spam into the horizon. Or Flock of Dooming. Which is why I really just wish they'd finally buff some more buff spells. To the point where they're good. See, they tried it. They tried it last patch. It didn't work. I'm telling you guys right now. I feel like, you know, credit where credit is due. Some of the spells they buffed an insane amount. Like, I can't believe they removed 4 Winds of Magic off of Crystal Sanctuary and it still sucks. All right, but they did it. All right, you know, as much as I can complain, CA legitimately took a really big step into buffing it. It's just the spell was so bad. It was so bad that it still sees 0 play right now. That's insane, man. That really shows how far behind they are on some of these spells, but let's not get too angry about it. I got Ogres to beat. What's the worst lore for multiplayer? I think Greenskin magic has a lot of buffs that don't really do well, but I don't think it's the worst lore. Lore of Yin is pretty bad, though Ancestral Warrior summons barely keep it up. I think almost every lore of magic has a spell that does something. So it is a little hard to tell. I don't think there's a lore of magic that just absolutely never sees play. Oh yeah, except for the lore of Skaven, yes. the Skaven sneaky lore, that one's the worst. Yeah. Yeah, they got throwing darts, but gaze spells are not really super meta. Nahakara is still pretty good. Yeah, no, Skaven takes a cake, 100%. How could I forget? How could I forget the sneaky Skaven lore? Oh, how bad it is. Alright, so I gotta kill me some Noblars, right? Noblar mass murder needs to get underway. And then I'm going to do some of these shenanigans. And life will be hilarious. Yeah, so I get one of these. I got a bunch of these guys. 100 gold extra. What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with an extra 100 gold even? Oh, you know what? That's not too bad. Then obviously we're gonna need a lot of cavalry. And I guess that's it. Man, Wood Elves, very one note, aren't they? Very, very one note. Yeah, you get your cavalry and then you're done. Unfortunately, the money spending is just a wee bit off. I think we'll get there in a second, though. Is this what I want? Obviously, we gotta go Zotes, right? Zotes for the memes. Okay, that should be enough mobility. Let's do it! Face me, Metalcore. And then fingers crossed we have enough wins to make it to semifinals. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Cross your fingers with me, chat. I wish there was a multiplayer game like this for the Lord of the Rings. You know, people have been speculating about Lord of the Rings for Total War, but I think most people are expecting a 40k game. Crystal Sanctuary is still an anti-rampage spell. Yeah, the sick Crystal Sanctuary. You know, maybe if Purvane was still super OP and not banned, we would actually see it. Anyways, you guys will love this. So we got the Sylvan Knights. We got our spears for days. Forest is to my advantage because ogres are huge. So this map will actually do us really well. Ready? Good luck, have fun. Face me, Metalcore. And then, of course, we have our good old transformation of Kadana Amber Spear. If I park my Lord in the middle here, she should do well. We got a little bit of a flank overload. Some Zote action. Long as I micro this one well, we're good. It seems like he went a little bit more elite, though. Finding that his previous build was not very strong against his playstyle. Lord of the Rings Total War would just be competing with Warhammer. And I feel like Warhammer 3 is starting to get towards the end of its life cycle now, right? They're not really releasing as many DLCs as they used to. Oh, hell yeah, Lead Belchers. Oh my gosh, it's a big boy. Got a Stonehorn in there. Slaughtermaster Great Maw, so he wants to Stonehorn me. Finding that my infantry was very annoying last time. Gonna be bringing in the beast. Very interesting indeed, huh? Okay, so we're gonna need to barely stand in the forest to get that buff. There's a good double cap. Triple cap coming on in soon too. But do I bring in the Zotes? It's a big question. Do I bring in the little Zodies? So he's going to try and get a little bit of a volley just to start. Gets pretty annoying volley actually. This dragon is very slow and lumbering. There goes my lord now. Gonna be getting charged by this boy over here. I think I do want to just get the Zotes in at the start. And yeah, already a pretty good amount of damage has dropped down on me. Not the prettiest situation ever, but this hunter is in a bad spot. Surrounded by enemies, stuck in the trees with a Sylvan Knight charge. He's going to be taking a lot of deeps. Dryads can tank those shots a little bit. And the armor piercing damage does a lot of work to this hunter. Holy crap, he's getting mulched. Heal gets dropped down on him, but we don't know if it'll actually be enough. Dragon gets a second charge. Nail him in the back. But his cavalry's coming on in now, so we're gonna have to pull back. Let's get a little bit of physical resist and heal up. Looks like Dryads are doing okay. Gonna need to pull back. There's no point just losing all my units here, right? Not when we have a triple cap on the Ogre Kingdoms. We're just gonna play it safe, really. Dragon should be able to survive this situation. And of course, the Dryads versus all these Noblars is good. He doesn't have very many ogres, like actual bulls here, which is going to be a big problem for my opponent in the short run. However, his little ogre dude does live. I get another eagle in. And of course, there's the cavalry that I gotta fend off. So you can see those bulls do get summoned in. Do I just give them that downhill charge? I guess I kind of have to. A little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Gets a little Noblar summon there. I bring in Dryads, but they're not the most optimal for that, really. Because they kind of be stuck there for the next little while. I'll summon in some Wild Riders to deal with them. That should be good enough. In the meantime, it appears this hunter has overextended ever so slightly. Very nice. So I should just be able to go for another big dive on his face. Along with the heal. My forces should be good. And there's the Wild Rider summon. We're getting some really good picks on these, on his single entities here, right? They're getting brutalized for sure. I just can't overextend into those lead belchers. They will absolutely wreck me if we're not careful. But Hunter at least is going down. I should be able to get a pretty decent Amber Spear here too. Maybe we can kill off the Noblars. Like the Dragon's doing great. Amber Spear doing well. Takes out a couple of those lead belchers, but as you can see, trading value is actually not the bestest for us, right? Sylvan Knights, of course, are doing good, and we do get a little bit of a rout here. He is looking a little worse for wear, but some of my infantry is starting to fall. Middle point's going well, though. Oh, crap, Noblars are hidden. Whoopsie daisies, that's a little bit of a waste on my end. And my Wild Riders again brutalized. That ain't good. Thankfully, I should be able to buff up the Stag Knights as a starter. Dragon takes back up into the air, and I could probably just nail this Hunter with a fat breath attack. That'll be a start. We'll get him with an Amber Spear, but the attack went well. That's good, and I should be able to shut down his ranged here. Looks like he's really committing to capture that flank point, but we ain't gonna give it to him. And indeed, the Hunter does go down. Let's go. All right. I think we've been microing pretty well this battle. I think we've been microing pretty well here. And taking out that Hunter is so important. Them Zotes, man. The Zotes. Was it the Zotes or was it the Dragon? It's kind of hard to tell. My Lord might actually die, though, which is a little sad. Very unfortunate. Not much I can do about it now, though. Hopefully she just routes in the right direction. Of course, there's always resummons, which is nice. But yeah, lead belches are down. I'm gonna use the Zotes to support this fight while I chase off the Hunter. It seems like we do rout off his Mournfang cavalry. Glorious. Glorious, glorious. We have a very big ticket advantage. Zotes are in. Lord will probably die, but not at a very pivotal moment. I should be fine. And Mournfang cavalry just aren't the best fighters in the world. Once they're surrounded, they take massive amounts of damage. Even my Lord looks like she will be able to survive. That's pretty nice. And indeed, the Zotes win over here. Nice. All right, I think we got this one. Just with some very careful play and maneuvering, I think we barely got this one in the bag. Can we save my Lord? Her leadership is 0 when she has units nearby. That's the plus. Come on, live, lady. Yes. And she lives. She stabilizes. All right, let's make sure she doesn't move so her leadership stays good. If she does a rout again, that would be very bad. Nice. We ain't throwing our Lord today. Anticity with the non-Lord throw? What even happened? All right, nice. This is definitely a game of just getting that micro advantage. Being able to kill his Stonehorn was great. There's a lot of times when the Stonehorn just manages to live. But them Sylvan Knights just really getting the beating on them. Can I get a good charge on these Gnoblars? Looks like probably. Looks like her vigor's fine. That's good. So I just gotta very tentatively cast my magic here. I can't overcast or she'll just explode. We don't want that business. There you go. Hit by magic. Is that a leadership debuff when you hit by magic? No. But that little bit of damage should work wonders here. As we get a fat surround on all of them. Bring in the Zotes. So that's just a mass rout on the Gnoblars. Mournfang cavalry get wrecked too. And I believe that's a victory. So all I really got to do now is hope that things play out well enough for me. Where we have the opponent points to win. GG, well played. Stag Knights, Omega value. Dragon was once again pretty good. Shock damage to rout off his dude. And the Zotes did pay for themselves. On top of the heals, absolutely worth it. When I say Zotes are meta, I don't know about Zotes. I really don't know how I feel about Zotes. They feel like they're really good in a long grind if they can get their abilities off. But there's a handful of situations where they just get wrecked. Definitely more of a babysit type unit. Perhaps if you're kiting, I could see Zotes doing really well. Like, they got a lot of spells. I don't know. Zotes are the GOAT. Seems like you guys are excited about them. The Eagle summons were okay just as a distraction. I like it. I like it. Are you saying 0 DLC so far this year is not keeping up with demand? Dude, the DLC cycle's so rough. Alright, here we go. Let's get our score reported. So he's Ogre Kingdoms. I'm Wood Elves. Wood Elves take the cake, and now we wait. So as it stands, with not many people having actually completed their matches yet, as it stands, my position is 3rd place. Now that's pretty scary, but a lot of people who got 2 wins have already finished their matches, and they do not have enough opponent points to compete with me. Nerd War Room lost to Charix in rapid fashion, but I'm actually only right below them, so it's surprisingly good so far. The fact that I'm right below Nerd War Room is really good. I believe Danican will probably beat Death by Ricochet. The worst case scenario is I barely don't win out against Nerd War Room. But if that's how it's gotta be, that's how it's gotta be. if I don't make it to the tournament, I think I do need like a little bit of a half day going. Been getting a lot of work done. I could use a little bit of a break, play some Factorio, you know, chillax, and then come back tomorrow strong as ever. I would really love to like play a little bit campaign though. Maybe I can decide on a campaign. I think the Aranessa one is pretty done right now. My recording also got kind of corrupted on it, so it's a little botched. Yo, if I were to play a campaign, what would you guys want to see? We might still make it to semis, by the way, so don't count me out just yet, but it's looking a little sus. It's I think it really depends on if Death by Ricochet gets enough points. They might not though. Lizard campaign, Skrulk. Here, I'll let Twitch chat. Twitch chat, you get to choose. All right, first 4 suggestions on Twitch will be the options that YouTube votes for. Skarsnik, Gobbos only. I feel like that one's been done a lot. Changeling. We need, it needs to be a challenge campaign, guys. It has to be a challenge campaign. Come on, Twitch chat. This is your one and only opportunity. You guys always complain about not getting enough love. Dreicha. Norska no Marauders. That's hilarious. What's it? Norska no Marauders. Hobgobbo only. Hobgobbo only. Skaven Plague Bearers. Skaven Plague only. What challenge campaign next? All right. Your vote. Your vote. What do you think? What do you think, guys? I'm seeing some votes for Skaven Plague only, Norska no Marauders. It's kind of a toss-up, though. Also, the way things are panning out, I think I'll make it to semis. Let's see. Let's refresh the bracket. It's really on Danican and Death by Ricochet. If Danican loses, it would actually be a little sus for me. But honestly, it's a little sus for Danican too, so I don't know. Seems like the votes... Oh, it's real close between no Marauders and Plague only. We in Copium? No, I think we're good. I think we're good. We'll probably make it to semis. Okay, we're not doing first past the post. So we're gonna end poll, do another poll. Norska no Marauders. Skaven Plague only. All right, here we go. The grand finalist polls. It's either Norska no Marauders or Skaven Plague only. Let us see. I feel like Plague units only is pretty funny. Looks like no Marauders is close. I feel like Plague spam is pretty funny. Dang it, yo, it's so close. You to both. What was the... I have some old suggestions, right? Let's see here. Okay. I have some old suggestions that we gotta run through. So, let's see here. Skaven Plague only. Marauder. No Marauder. Norska. Alright, here we go. We're gonna test out how it does compared to the other ones. Plague only. We have AI head start. Skip 10 turns. We have the no war, no armies. That one's a pretty fun one. And then shotgun only. How do you guys feel about those four? I'm kind of wondering. Some of those are pretty interesting. I would like to see how they pan out. Looks like plague only is actually still competitive. Shotgun only and AI head start is actually dang, okay, it's actually really close. It's real close. Your vote matters. Shotgun only is taking the lead. If you don't want that, vote for something else. Hey Caprillo, thank you very much for the subarino. Very much appreciated, good sir. I'm thinking tomorrow we do a tournament and then I do a little bit of campaign. Shotgun only is very close. Plague only is actually competitive though. So I think plague only is leading. And then shotgun only is a close follow-up. Oh dang, no, it's very close. It's very close. The rats must win, yes, yes. All right, I'll let it go to 90 votes. I'm letting 8 more votes come in and that's it. 5 more votes. It's dead even. Your vote matters, people. It's very close. Plague only is up 1%. It's now up. It's now even again. Oh my gosh, look at this. And that's 90 votes. And it seems like it's a tie. It's a tie. You guys are insane. I guess I gotta do both then. All right, so we'll do plague only and we'll do shotgun only. I'll do both. I'll do both. Next time I get to play campaign. Shotgun plague only. Dude, that's crazy. Dang, never seen such a close vote. Okay, so Danican did beat Death by Ricochet. Let's see, did we make it? Did we make it? God dang it. Really? Shax's Graph 2 has 1 more opponent point than me? Oh, what a ripoff. What an absolute ripoff. After all that, after beating Khorne, it's because what's it? The Slaanesh player lost to Charix. He lost to Charix. Had he won, we actually would have made it. God dang it, man, dude. Dude, I really like my new tiebreaker format. The tiebreaker format is so much better. It is such a ripoff. When you get like too many signups and you do pretty well. Come on. 1 loss to Slaanesh. When will this campaign take place? Probably tomorrow. I think I want to take it easy today. Let's see. Is anyone that okay. Man, and it's because I matched up into the same player that I matched into earlier. Dang. Yeah, I'm in like 5th place right now. I'm 1 off, man. And I'm 1 opponent point off. What is this? What even is this? Dang. You did the conversion and Eastern Infantry. I've never played historical games, so I don't know what that is. Infamously worst unit in the franchise? Dang, were they at least cheap? Dang, Shax's Craft. Yeah, you beat me. You beat me indirectly. Oh my gosh. Dude, who are you facing? Oh, you lost to Danican. No wonder. That'll do it. Yeah, so in the same round, you lost to Danican and I lost to Nerd. So I guess it makes sense, all things considered. we were basically in the same running, but yeah, you only lost to Danican. I only lost in the War Room. I guess that's how it gotta be. I wish I could lose to Danican. What I would have done to lose to Danican to make it. All right, well, assuming we don't make it, I do have to wait just in case someone drops out. There's always a chance that you get like some odd dropout and then it saves you. We're going to have some fun and get started on the let's flip a coin. Let's flip a coin. Heads is plague only. Tails! It's tails, so it's gonna be shotgun only. Dude, what faction is the best for shotgun only? Would it be dwarves? I feel like dwarves shotgun only is a good way to go about it. Is there a more fun shotgun faction? Like there's Grand Cathay, but they're not exactly the most fun shotgunning. Chaos dwarves, yeah, but they can't really recruit them very fast. I guess you can start with 2 blunderbusses. You know what? Maybe I do just play Astrogoth. Astrogoth with the double blunderbuss. I gotta remember, Legend pointed out that my battle difficulty was slightly down. What is this? It was down just ever so slightly. All right, we got that one fixed. I think when you scroll, it can like screw it. Yeah, you see that? Hey, you see that scrolling? I got wrecked by the scrolling. All right, there we go. So, yeah. Yeah, let's get it started while we wait to see our tournament results. Hand Cannon Vampire Coast would be pretty fun, but I think Chaos Dwarves have the chunkiest guns. It's gonna take a while to actually recruit them, but can't be impossible, right? Shaxcraft, you wanted to play against me? Dang. Hey, if you message the tournament admin, that you want a playoff to see you know, who makes it into semis, maybe you can do that. You want to do me a solid? Honestly, I don't mind though. I don't mind having a little bit of a day off. Take the win, man. Take the win. Who needs corruption? Who needs it? Let's see here. All right, so you're not a shotgun. Gonna get rid of all of these guys. All right. So where do I recruit more guns? So that's the drill. This is not useful to me anymore. Okay, yeah, so blunderbusses are there, and then I can go here and I can recruit more glaives by just getting armaments. So I guess that's the plan. We just need armaments, right? No auto resolve victory. This has to be possible with Astrogoth though, right? You just gotta get some good magic. Still waiting on the tournament results. I think Shaxcraft got me though. Danican and Charix with 4 wins. They made it. Dang, that game was pretty close against Slaanesh too. I was very close to getting the win there. Could have gone 4-0 or lost to Danican. Oh dang, Black Orcs. Starting army has Black Orcs. All right, so we're just gonna pummel them. We're just gonna pummel them with a little bit of this to start, right? Yeah. There you go. Look at that little vortex. It like knocks them around. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Eventually, we can aggro them in, and then we're good. Ah, hell yeah! Here we go. One more. These are the most important units to kill here. Yeah, whirly dirly though. All right, dude, that does like no damage. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna need Astrogoth to. Well, are they gonna advance? If they don't advance, it's good. All right. Yeah, Astrogoth needs to fight their lord to start off with. Then I gotta kill the cavalry. Ignore their gotta ignore their archers. Holy moly. Okay, yeah, shotguns do a lot of damage. Astrogoth is doing pretty well too. So there go the wolf riders. Unfortunately, some of them will be getting on top of me, but they do barely rout. Okay. So while we reload, we retreat. They got pretty shredded, I'm not gonna lie. All right, here we go. So this should stagger their advance ever so slightly. Pretty good side volley. Okay, that's a good one. We can fire in combat too. Come on, shoot them. Fire away, you darn dwarves. God dang it. Okay, they didn't shoot, but at least these guys will probably rout. And we can just get a sick crossfire here going. Okay, that's good, that's good. All right, so they're running for the hills. Astrogoth is doing fine. His melee stats are through the roof. And then I just gotta get some sick crossfires here. It's a sus battle indeed. It's a very sus battle, but as long as I got the two guns alive, we're good. The Lord Loss penalty should stop them from rallying anytime soon. Astrogoth just has to win his fight. Unfortunately, black orcs are black orcs. Come on, Astrogoth. Get there, man. Oh, it looks like they're reforming. Okay, that's huge. Okay, here we go. I just gotta save these guys, right? Come on. Come on. Huge volley from the high ground. Okay. And then we bring in these guys and we get that sick crossfire. Come on, come on. Okay, they're in position. Yeah, there we go. This is a crossfire. All right, so now both units are able to shoot while grinding in melee at the same time. Sick. As long as I keep fire at will on, they should continue to shoot here. Their leadership is wavering, but they are firing away. Come on, Astrogoth, just kill that lord. Come on. We still have line of sight? I think we do. Oh, it's so close. Is Astrogoth gonna get this guy? Worst case scenario, I can also re-recruit these guys even if I lose them, because I have a capacity, a fairly good capacity. Looks like those orc boys don't really do that well if they're not on the charge. Astrogoth's almost got the job done. And there we go, and they're routed. What a ripoff. What an absolute ripoff. Well, I killed the lord at least, and it looks like they de-aggroed on my guy, so Astrogoth probably finishes the job here. Nothing like a little rout to get back in the business. Okay, pretty good little vortex there. Gonna shoot those archers to death, I guess. Hopefully they actually kill those archers. The knockdown should help. It's a little sus. Come on, they're just archers, bro. Okay, I get one archer route. That's solid. All right. Astrogoth can get him dead. There's a wah. Jeez. All this for the first battle. Oh boy, they even rallied too. What a ripoff. Have any magic? We're out of magic. We're Jeez, it's harder than I thought it'd be. All right, looks like all right. Almost got a route on those archers. These ones I should be able to kill off. Dang, looks like we got knocked out by Slaanesh. Rip. All right, well, I'll finish this battle and then we'll call it a day. Dang. Next time I gotta win 4 times, guys. I can say we beat Khorne though. I'll probably turn this one into a video. Even though it's not a tournament win, I think it is still It's a very, very fun day of getting some melee wood elf action in. Gotta figure out what I do tomorrow. You guys have any ideas for a multiplayer tournament tomorrow? Got any thoughts? You think I can pull out like a crazy win with, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I feel like I want to get a win. Let's not make it too spicy if at all possible. Ah, hell yeah, Black Orc's gone. Astrogoth's cooking. There's another route. Oh, it's close. Hey, there we go. Come on, one more route. And glorious. Nope, not quite yet. Yeah, let's go. We did it. Huzzah, we did it. Chaos Dwarves. Savage Orcs only. Norscan Chariots. Ooh, Norscan Chariots could be really fun. It's like quad chariot every game. Don't go Plague Drones. Oh yeah, you guys were talking about ranged only. Yeah, I guess I am obligated to do that. So we do a melee only, and then we do a ranged only wood elves. Wood elf ranged only. That one will be interesting. Nice. All right, but anyways, for now, I'm gonna call it a day. I'll drop a link to the Nerd War Room for you guys. Whew. Let's save this. Where's the Nerd War Room at? Where is he at? Nerd War Room Warhammer. Are they streaming? They should be streaming. There they are. Nice. Very nice. Are they streaming on Twitch though? That's the real question. GG's. It was a fun one. Let's see here. Raid channel. You multi-streaming? Let's search nerd. Looks like no. So to all you guys on the Twitch, you're just gonna have to does he even have it set up? Let's see here. Nerd War Room. Does he have it set up? He does. All right, everyone on YouTube, you'll get directly redirected there. Peace out. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for ranged only wood elves. Will it be worse? Will it be better? We will have to see. Have a wonderful day, people. Peace.